Hello. So, I'm back again, and I have Henry here, and the yellow horse is blocking him, but it's fine. Anyway, yeah, so Henry was on my island today, and he was just hanging out, and everyone on my beach was horrible, so I went to my restaurant and he was in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it at Henry's house now. So that's what we're doing. The theme that I wanted to go for is kind of just like a playroom, but then he also like observes bugs in his free time. Cause I thought he was a lazy, but apparently he's a smug, but whatever. It still looks good. He got a two-story home. The interior is definitely highlighted here. I did do some exterior stuff, but it's definitely more interior based. So I hope you guys like it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me for a hot minute. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm just working on putting together the bed and like trying to figure out what the room can do. I had a little bit of an issue trying to figure out what walls and like what flooring I wanted to do. But I mean, that's like normal for me. Like, I just kind of try to come up with something that works the best. And I think that kind of works. So I was thinking we could have like a big bay window there whenever I get the sticker DIY and then just kind of go off of that. But for this room specifically, I kind of wanted to make it like a little bit of a toy room, so I add in the little bed there, and then I also add in a couch a little bit later on, and I just add in quite a few other things that kind of just make it kind of seem like a very playful, open, happy space. But on a different note, Pokemon Arceus came out, and I have it, and I have been loving every single second of it, except for the cutscenes. The cutscenes are kind of a lot. But other than that, I've been really enjoying the gameplay, and I even have a video that will be coming out maybe pretty soon, maybe. I'm not really sure, because it's a rather long video, but I mean, that'll be exciting because, I just kind of wanted to start playing stuff on Switch more often and like recording it and being able to just kind of like document how I feel about things. But I have been loving it. I can't really say I recommend it, and I can't say that I don't recommend it yet because I haven't had enough time to experience it and play with it and just kind of enjoy it. But the battling and everything like that just feels so much cleaner now, and I freaking love it. I have been loving it so far. So, based off of my initial impressions, like it's a pretty cool game. The only thing is that the graphics are kind of not great. But even then, like, Pokemon graphics have never been that great. Should they be better? Yeah, but like, I don't know. There's other stuff in there that kind of make up for the graphics. But I'm looking and I literally have not made any progress on this build, so I apologize that this is a little bit of a slower one. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute once I get moving a little bit. Okay, so I actually start working on this now. And I started kind of just throwing things out to see how they would look. And honestly, everything looks pretty solid from what I can see. Like I love the way that like the colors come in super nicely. Obviously, that's not where everything stays. It gets moved around a lot. I used a little bit of the Sanrio, like the frog Sanrio set that really added a lot to it. I added in that little train area, just kind of like for fun. I thought it would work in. It add like some pops of color. I made sure to put a lot of plants around because I'm gonna do that bug thing upstairs that I really want to do. And I added like a tricycle and whatnot. I don't know. They just all feel like they fit Henry's vibe. And I ended up putting the frog chair in. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to explain why the frog chair deserves to be in every build. So, I don't know. I'll let y'all think about that one. So, surprisingly, that's really about it for the bottom area, which is probably the fastest that I've ever done a like room, like ever. Because usually I finish them in like maybe 30 minutes, but I finished it like 10 minutes early. I mean, I guess it's kind of simplistic, so I understand why I finished it sooner, but I don't know. Like, that's pretty much it. That's how it stays for most of it. I think I just changed the lighting around a little bit and then add in a couple like minor little wall things. But yeah, like that's pretty much it for the bottom. And then I start working on the top. So I got inspiration from the Amanda Files, which is one of my favorite channels. I could go on and on about why the Amanda Files is such an amazing channel. And if you haven't heard of her, please check her out. Like, I promise, like, y'all won't regret it. She is so entertaining to listen to and watch. And she's like a wildlife conservationist and she works with animals all the time. And she did CJ and Flick's house. So I kind of really wanted to like keep with that kind of same aesthetic where it's like, what would Flick want in here? Except it was Henry because I don't have any of the amiibo cards, which if y'all have been able to get your hands on the amiibo cards, like consider yourself lucky because I have not been able to find a single pack of like any amiibo cards except for the Sanrio ones. And that's like literally about it. So please, if you do have them, like you're in a pretty good position, dude. So yeah, hold on to those for sure. But anyway, so I kind of just start putting together like a little bit of an area. I highlight like a lot of it. Like I incorporate like a lot of tables. I put in like a little desk. I do a lot with like the walls on that accent wall. Like I add like a bunch of shelving in that looks really nice. And I just like really try to flesh out the area where it's like this is like a cluttered area, but it's used for like positivity, if that makes any sense. It's like, just like a positive little area that I feel like, Henry would love. So this is probably my most favorite area of the build, and that is the gyroid wall. It is so cool. Unfortunately, I don't know how it sounds, so I'm gonna have to figure out my code sometime, and I'm gonna have to put it in a video so y'all can go check it out and see how it sounds, because I don't even know like what the sounds make or whatever, if they're a good pair. But I thought it looked so adorable, and I ended up adding in some KK songs as well in a minute here, and like some photos and whatnot, and just really try to flush out that wall and make it seem like cute chaos is like just everywhere. Like they're just taking over the entire area. And honestly, they deserve it. They really do. I mean, look at them. Like how can you say no? Like just give them a wall like in your house. I think everyone should have a wall full of gyroids on their Animal Crossing island, just somewhere. Like just find a spot, please. Here I start to add in like some final touches or whatever. I mean, as you guys have been watching, just adding some more wall decorations in. I added in some ceiling items. Obviously, got to use the tapestries or the drapery or whatever it's called. And then I just go in with the, particle effects and just, add in some butterflies because those are bugs too. And the other thing too is that, oh yeah, this is a spoiler. So just skip like 10 seconds ahead and you should be okay. But yeah, Nat comes to your island or whatever, and he gives you like these bug things, and they're great. They're like they would be such a great use for this like theme or whatever, or for this like home. But unfortunately, I didn't really want to go back to my island and catch them and then bring them back over here, so I didn't. But it would have been lovely. So yeah, if you are recreating this or following along or taking inspo, like definitely add some bugs in here, or at least outside, and it will look 1,000 times better, I promise. Alrighty, time for the exterior. For the exterior, I already felt really rushed to finish this because I did not want it to go over 30 minutes. So I ended up doing something kind of minimalistic with it. So you could totally expand on this if you wanted to. But the exterior is pretty simplistic. I just kind of wanted to do something like, just like an outdoor meadow vibes for where he like catches all his bugs or whatnot. And actually a bug net would have been a great addition in here. Unfortunately, I didn't add one, but one can hope. I don't know. When I go back and redo some of these, I'm gonna have to fix them up a little bit. I'll probably turn that into a video though, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I added in the yacht because that was like one of the required items. I fixed up the house a little bit. I struggled to find a door. And I just kind of try to expand on the lore that he catches bugs and brings them home and like studies them and then like releases them. So yeah, I hope you guys like the exterior and I will come back at the end unless there's something super important that I need to address. So that was the exterior. I'm just fixing up the weather now, and it's pretty much done, like the entire build. And this was actually some super quick voiceover times because there wasn't a lot to voice over. Because now I'm just kind of like leaning into like the whole interpretation thing. But yeah, putting that aside, I'm gonna show off the house or let Henry show off the house. And final thoughts on it? Pretty solid. It's like a pretty solid house. It didn't take me a super long time. This is kind of a video that was like, like I can get this out and like done and like out there and ready to go. And actually really like the end result. My favorite part is definitely the upstairs. The upstairs is, I think, pretty creative in general. I mean, maybe not, but I really like it anyway. And yeah, it's definitely my favorite part. The gyroids are obviously a needed addition. The lower level is super cute. It's more like a toy thing. I don't know. I really liked his vibes. And then here I try to find my code, which I don't know how to get to it. So I'm sorry about that. I'll need to put that in a video sometime. And that's really it. So bye.